Welcome to the Seller Roundtable e-commerce coaching and business strategies with Andy Arnott and Amy Wees.
We need to end on the note of talking about certifications. So that's one more area that Kima covers and that a lot of our listeners deal with. Certifications for their products. So, talking about, oh, my product has to be FDA certified, it's got to be protected, the child protection certificate, and it has to be lab tested and medically approved and all of that. What kind of certifications do you handle? Do you handle all of them, and how does that work?
Well, we do have a number of labs around the world. We have 5 network labs now that we own. So one in Buffalo, New York, one in Hong Kong, 2 in China, and I believe we just bought one in France as well. So certifications for your product, regulations, how do you know what you need to test? If you ask me, like on the spot, like I wouldn't even know as well. And that's why we have our labs and our experts to tell us what you need to do. And I would stress this out. You need your product to be tested to be able to sell it. It is mandatory. So not everybody is checked, but once you are checked for your product, you must be able to provide a test report that your product is safe to use. Now, different product types has different regulations. And this is another thing that you don't have to worry about, because you can send an inquiry, a testing inquiry online, show us your product, okay, tell us the components and the materials, the bill of materials of your product. Our team will come back to you and tell you what the mandatory tests are for your product with an initial quote of how much it would cost you. Again, so that it's easier for you to budget, so that you know if like, hey, like this product is going to cost me $6,000 to test. So is that something sustainable for me to do or to sell as a product? So, and that's free. An initial quote is free. If you approve, once you approve the initial quote, we'll ask you to send in the samples and reassess that quote, make sure that we have everything correct. We didn't miss anything from the components, and provide you a final quote that you then have to approve again before we even we start with a test. So figuring out what tested, you don't have to worry about. We have our experts to do that. Figuring out the budget, you'll know in advance for free what the test costs are before even proceeding.
Got it. So then we can kind of understand what type of reports and lab tests we might need, and what those kind of things cost, and kind of how to go about that. And is all of that handled online through your Kima portal as well?
Yes.
That is great. That's really awesome.
Thanks for tuning in. Join us every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for live Q&A and bonus content after the recording at SellerRoundtable.com. Sponsored by the ultimate software tool for Amazon sales and growth, SellerSEO.com and AmazingAtHome.com.